So what do I think about the carnivore diet after 3 years? Well, today I'm going to give you the good and the bad and give you my honest opinion.
Cool.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Carnivore Quest. My name is Cassie. My husband Larry and I have been documenting our carnivore journey back to better health here on YouTube for the last 3 years. So far, we've lost a combined 180 pounds and we are determined to get back to a healthy weight and stay there. Recently, we've had an influx of new subscribers to our channel, and many of you have just started the carnivore diet. So I thought this was the perfect opportunity to sit down and give my opinion about the good, the bad, and sometimes the ugly. Everybody likes getting the good news first, right? So let's go ahead and start off with all the health benefits that I've experienced since starting carnivore. But I also want to hear from our veterans. Share in the comments what you've experienced, some of your amazing non-scale victories, your health gains, your weight loss, because so many people find inspiration and great information from the comment section. Let's start off with the weight loss. Now, I've lost 85 pounds. Now, it's taken me 3 years. I've strayed off carnivore a handful of times, and that's definitely stalled my progress. However, I have learned so much since being on this diet, and I know that carnivore is the way. I feel my best. I've lost the weight, but most importantly, I've maintained that weight loss. Something I've never been able to do on any other diet that I've tried. And every other diet that I was on, whether it was Atkins or Mediterranean, veganism, vegetarian, whole food, you name it, carnivore is so much different. Next up is my thyroid function. Now, I have been hypothyroid, Hashimoto's for over 25 years. I started off with a low dose, 37.5, but as I got older and I gained weight, my very highest was 225 micrograms. Since entering in the low carb spectrum and getting on carnivore, I have lowered my dosage down to 125. That's a very significant drop, and my doctor could not believe it. This next one is the whole reason I got onto carnivore. So many of you don't know I am a cancer survivor. It's been almost 8 years since I had a cancer diagnosis. I was diagnosed with stage 3B sigmoid colon cancer, had surgery. They removed part of my colon and all the cancer. However, they still prescribed 6 months of chemotherapy, even after a PET scan came back free and clear. That never sat right with me. So I decided to treat it with diet. We found the ketogenic diet and then Dr. Ken Berry, and then we transitioned into carnivore. So we can certainly contribute this next benefit to weight loss. However, I want to give the credit to carnivore. Depression is no longer a part of my life. Anxiety, gone. I'm no longer carrying excess inflammation. I remember I used to wake up in the middle of the night, my hands would be numb, pins and needles, and painful. And because of carnivore, that's gone, and I get a better night's sleep. My blood pressure is normal. My heart rate's completely normal. My oxygen saturation rate, normal. My last set of blood work, perfect. I no longer have your random aches and pains or the headaches or anything like that. So what that means is I'm no longer taking pain medication. Ibuprofen is almost completely out of my life. Those are some of the most important benefits that I've experienced while on the carnivore diet. And one thing is for certain, I am so much more mindful of what I put into my body. So with that said, I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, Armra Colostrum. Armra Colostrum starts working all the way down at the cellular level. It harnesses the power of over 400 bioactive nutrients, like peptides, antibodies, and antioxidants to support your immune system, gut health, and so much more. And there are more than 5,000 scientific studies backing colostrum's benefits. Armra is the only colostrum to use cold chain biopotent pasteurization technology, which keeps Armra's over 400 bioactive nutrients active and functional. Plus, Armra is committed to calf-first sourcing, and it's free from fat and casein. I take 3 scoops of Armra colostrum a day, and I've noticed a significant improvement in my regularity, my skin, and my hair. But the biggest improvement I've experienced is the health of my nails, which are much stronger since taking this amazing product. If you'd like some more info or you'd like to pick some up for yourself, check out the link below at tryarmra.com/Carnivore Quest. That will get you 15% off your first order, or you can use discount code Carnivore Quest at checkout to get that 15% off. Thanks again, Armra, for sponsoring today's video. So we covered some health benefits of this amazing diet. Another thing I love about it is simplicity. This diet is simple. It doesn't get any easier than carnivore. For anybody who's been on keto, you know you have to track your macros and it's just a little more of a process. Not with carnivore. You eat meat until you're full, drink your water, boom, simple. When Larry and I were on the standard American diet, or what I like to call ultra super hyper standard American diet, we would be in the grocery store for over an hour, just looking at all the products and debating what we were going to have, coming up with recipes. It took us forever. And it was very expensive too. Now, y'all know how I love my recipes, but for the most part, it's as simple as cooking up a steak, making some ground beef, salting it up, and that is it. It is so easy, so fast, and delicious. Another really cool thing about the carnivore diet is I've learned about true hunger. You know, when we were on the standard American diet, I was always hungry, always searching for something to satisfy my taste buds or whatever it was that my body had wanted. I never really knew when my body was truly hungry, and that is all thanks to the BBBE challenge. And just learning that is so liberating, especially when you're trying to improve your health and lose weight. And I think the best part of going carnivore and starting this channel and being on this health journey is learning about community. I have met so many of you and have formed some amazing relationships. The support is absolutely outstanding, and it's been so rewarding watching so many of you regain your health right along with Larry and I. Speaking of community, I thought it might be a little fun to answer a member's question. So Jennifer asked in Larry's last video, is Cassie still drinking coffee? Well, my friend, short answer, yes. However, I went from 2 pots a day with about half a quart of heavy cream down to about 2 cups a week. It did work its way back in, but I have it under control. And to me, that is amazing. I am so happy that it is no longer a daily part of my life. It's a huge monkey off my back, and I never thought I'd get this far. Jennifer also wanted to know about our dog's diet. Well, they're about 80% carnivore. Nala, she'll eat just about anything. She is a garbage disposal. So she eats about 20% kibble, and the rest is either meat or an animal product. But Brisket, he'll turn his nose up to just about anything that isn't meat. Feeding your animals carnivore can be a bit pricey, and it definitely helps that 2 of our sons are butchers, so they'll bring home scraps for them, and the dogs are always very happy. I really appreciate your question, Jennifer, and I hope you're doing well, girl. Now for the carnivore diet cons. Dun 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 dun. Let's talk about when we first started the carnivore diet. I have to say, I really wasn't on board. Meat only? Are you kidding me? I mean, I like variety. I like texture. I like flavor. Carnivore seems like mission impossible. Well, it's really not. However, when you're first beginning carnivore, it can seem a little daunting that you're only going to eat meat only. You have to give up so many of the things that you've learned to love. Well, I have to tell you, that is false love, my friends. When that chocolate cake is telling you it's your best friend, it is not. That pizza, definitely not. Talk about inflammation, heartburn. So earlier I said one of the great things about the carnivore diet is simplicity, but that is a double-edged sword. So with simplicity comes boredom. When I first started, I thought there is no way I'm going to be able to eat meat every day. But through trial and error and learning and training my palate, it is very doable. And you can do it too. If it's something that you feel that it's absolutely impossible, don't think that way, because it's simply not true. You can do it. I definitely wasn't perfect in the beginning. You know, it's all trial and error. I fell down, slipped hardcore, went off the rails, the wagon backed up, ran me over, and then pulled forward and ran over again. But you know, you live and you learn. And one thing about slipping and falling, that too can be a double-edged sword, but it's a great learning experience. I'm not going to say I highly recommend that everybody slips and falls, but you learn an awful lot about that food that you're putting in your mouth when you go off the rails, because you feel terrible. You feel like absolute garbage immediately. Inflammation returns. You can go straight back into a deep, dark depression, feel bad about yourself, and shame and all the negativity comes with it. That doesn't occur while you're on carnivore. So another con about the carnivore diet, even though I did say it was pro because it's simple, is cooking. Now y'all know that I love cooking, but not many of you do. Now y'all went from ordering out to going through the drive-through every single day, and you never had to touch a pot or a pan. It's It's a little bit different on carnivore. You're going to have to cook nearly every single day. And even for me, who I truly do enjoy cooking, but there are some days when I get off from work, I'm tired, and the last thing I want to do is cook. This con is for the beginners because for most it clears up fairly quickly. It's loose stool. That is not a fun aspect. And if you are not prepared and you do not know about this, you're going to be caught off guard, and it's a very unpleasant experience. And especially for me, because I've had work done on my colon, and Larry knows this. It is a very brutal aspect of it. And it was one of the reasons that almost held me back from doing carnivore, because it was so hard on my system. But for 95% of people, the loose stool / diarrhea will clear up for people within about 2 or 3 weeks. Speaking of loose, let's talk about loose skin. Now, it's not a very pleasant looking side effect from weight loss. However, you can almost look at it as a pro, because that loose skin means you've greatly improved your health, and you can almost wear it like a badge of honor. But for a lot of us, especially women, we just may throw that in the cons because, as great as we feel, it's not very pleasant to look at. And there are a lot of us who not only can't afford surgery, don't want to go through surgery just to remove some loose skin. So many people say that the carnivore diet is expensive, and the other half say, no, it is not. Well, it can be, because your body is ever shrinking, so you now have to buy new clothes. Is that the worst thing in the world? Is that really a con? I say no. So let's go ahead and throw that one in the pros section too. I absolutely love shopping for new clothes now. I love getting into smaller sizes. I'm now in a medium, sometimes a large. Clothes sizes vary, but I really do enjoy shopping for clothes now. And for those of you who know, I love thrift store shopping, and I can buy clothes on the cheap. And for those of you who haven't been in a thrift store in a while, go in there, check it out, because you never know what you can find for $1, 50 cents, $2. I mean, the prices can be absolutely amazing. So in summary, overall, my opinion on the carnivore diet is I love it. I didn't love it in the beginning. I kind of fought tooth and nail not to go carnivore, but I've experienced some great progress, not only with me, but with Larry and so many in our community. So if you are struggling, I just have to tell you, stick with it. It gets easier over time. Don't be hard on yourself, and certainly do not compare yourself to somebody else's progress. You are all individual. Carnivore diet works differently for each person. Longtime viewers, you know me, I am the master of getting discouraged. And I want to encourage anyone who is discouraged right now, whether it be from lack of variety, you're bored with the food choices, you're experiencing cravings, just keep going. It gets easier. And not only that, it just gets better and better. Take it from me, somebody who's fallen multiple times. The key is getting back up. Get back in that ring, and you keep fighting. I really appreciate y'all stopping by for a few minutes. And if you wouldn't mind, I'd love it if you hit the like button. Remember, no sugar, no carbs, and no cheating. Bye.